Good morning, boys and girls. It's good to be here with you today to work on some math. And I'm really excited because we're going to do our first online math expressions lesson. We chose a lesson that I don't believe any of our classes have done yet, so hopefully that'll kind of put us all at the same place. So if you've already done the lesson, then just pull it out and review it as we go over it. And if you haven't yet, then you're good to go. If there's any that you have not done that are before this, if you have extra time, then you can just work on it if you have some extra time at home with your parents. So before we start, I want to go over 10 frames, right? We've all talked about 10 frames. What do we know about 10 frames? Well, for one, here's a 10 frame. If our 10 frame is full, we know that there are how many circles in the 10 frame? Right, we don't have to count them. We already know that there's 10. So that's a really important thing to remember. Today, we're going to be talking about tens and how we can divide them. So when we have an addition story problem, we've learned that there are two partners or two parts to a number, right? In an addition sentence or a subtraction sentence. Today, we're going to focus on addition. So we have one part on one side added to the other side. So we're going to add them together, right, to get our whole at the end. So we are going to be working with the number 10. Okay, I'm going to have my whiteboard here. So on my whiteboard, I'm going to put a row of 10 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If I put these in a 10 frame, we know that the 10 frame is going to be full because it's 10. We've counted them together and they would fill it up. Now, if I know that I have 10 here, I can break this up in so many different ways, right? I could go ahead and I know with my class, we talked about cookies a lot, right? So if this is 10 cookies, and if I divided them evenly between two people, I would divide them right in the middle. And so we would know that we had 5 for one person over here and 5 for the other person. Together, the value stays the same. We still have 10 cookies. So if we had 5 plus 5, it still equals 10, right? Now, just because 5 plus 5 is 10, does that mean that there's no other way to break it up? Of course not. There's so many ways. So let's try another way. Let's go ahead and break up. Let's just do 1. And then, so we have 2 parts. What's my first part here? We have a 1 over here. And how many on this side? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 and 9 together equals 10 still. We still have the same amount of cookies that we started with. We're just breaking them up into different parts. Okay, let's do one more together. I'm going to erase my divide right here. Okay, so this time I'm going to break it right here. Do I still have 10? I do. So now it's just broken up into different partners. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over here. And we have 1, 2, 3 on this side over here. Together, 7 and 3 equals 10. We know that the value still is 10. It's just breaking it up into different partners. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do that in our math lesson. You're going to go ahead and turn to page 167, and I'm going to go ahead and do the first 2 or 3 with you, and then you're going to go ahead and do the rest on your own, and then your parents are going to check it for you, making sure that you are understanding, okay? And at the end of the day, when you're all done, we want you to go on ClassDojo, take a picture of your lesson, your completed lesson, so that we can see and check for understanding as well. All right, let me switch to the HoverCam. So here is lesson 4-8 right here. And again, it's on page 167. The directions say draw a line to show two partners and then write the partners. Okay, so we can see we were talking about tens. All of these are tens already, and we're going to break the tens up into two partners. So this first one, I want you to follow along with me. We're going to go ahead and count the crayons. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and put our first line to divide the two partners here. So on this side, we counted 1, 2, 3. So we're going to put 3 in the first box. Now let's count the other partner. We know this partner is 3. The other half is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to put 7 on the other side. We know that 10 equals or is the same as 3 plus 7. 3 and 7. Okay, over here this time, let's go ahead and divide it just after the first one. So this time, how many do I have on for my first partner? Right, I have only one crayon. So I'm going to put a 1 in the first box for the first partner. Let's count the other half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 plus 9. 10 equals or is the same as 1 and 9. All right, I'm going to do one more with you. Let's go ahead and divide it right here. Okay, this time I didn't count as I did it. So we're going to count to find the two different partners that make up 10 on this problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the first partner, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side, making the other partner. 10 equals 6 and 4. Okay, I want you to go ahead and try the rest of this page on your own. However, before we do that, I want to go over the second half of your paper. So take a quick peek at the back. We have draw tiny tumblers on the math mountains. These are called math mountains. So before we do that, I'm going to actually go ahead and read you a story. In a land far, far away, there are many mountains. At the top of each mountain, in little cozy places, tiny tumblers live. Does anyone know what tumbling means? Right. It means rolling over and over and over again. Tiny tumblers tumble for fun. Each mountain has a different number of tiny tumblers on it. 6 tiny tumblers live on the top of 6 Math Mountain. 10 tiny tumblers live on the top of 10 Math Mountain. Each morning, after eating a good breakfast, the tiny tumblers wash, brush their teeth, and do their daily chores. Then the tiny tumblers roll down their Math Mountain to play on its sides. Some tiny tumblers roll down one side of the mountain, and the rest of the tiny tumblers roll down the other side. See? This right here is the 6th Math Mountain. It has 6 tiny tumblers that live on top of it. Wait a minute, only some went down one side, but how many went down the other side? I would like to know how many went down the other side. Well, we can find out by counting the tiny tumblers on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. This means the rest of the family is on the other side of the mountain. Can you tell me how much is on the right side? if there are 6 total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 rollers are on the right side of the mountain. Great job. So we have 4 tiny tumblers on this side and 2 on the other side. Can you see a pattern here? At the top of the mountain, we always have the total, which in this case is the 6 tiny tumbler family. On the bottom, we have 2 sides of the mountains, and each side added together gives us the total on top. Each of these sides are called partners. Both partners added together give us the total of the whole family on top. Here we have a new tiny tumbler family on the top of 7 Math Mountain. 7 is the total or whole number on top. 3 tiny tumblers went down the left side of the mountain. Can you tell me how many are going down the right side? If you said 4, you're correct. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tiny tumblers in all, with 3 on the left and 4 on the right. The partners 3 and 4 added together give us the total of 7. Great job, guys. You're doing amazing. Thank you so much for your help. Now, let's get back to our worksheet and practice some math mountains with tiny tumblers ourselves. So on this first example, we know that 6 tiny tumblers live on the top. And this morning, 5 rolled down on this side and 1 rolled on this side. Let's go ahead and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we know that 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay, here, the next morning, we have our 6 tiny tumblers at the top of their mountain. And this morning, we have 4 that are rolling down on this side. Let's draw them at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. If 4 roll down on this side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2. We got it right. All right, this time we have our 6 Math Mountain. This morning, 3 of them rolled down. 1, 2, 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got it right. Okay, so these numbers are here to help you know how to divide them. However, I want you to try from the bottom. You're going to count up, going up the mountain as they roll down, and then continue counting from the bottom up and see if you're getting it right by looking at the numbers. Okay, let's go ahead and do one more. Here we have 2 who rolled down on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which was 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rolled down this side. Okay, let me go ahead and let's see if you can do the next one. Give it a try. Okay, so on this side we have number 1. Did you write 1 tiny tumbler on this side? Good. How many on this side? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got it right. Great job. Great job, boys and girls. You are doing a fantastic job, and we are so proud of you. Keep up the good work. Remember, when you're done with your lesson on both the front and the back, take a picture on Class Dojo so that you can post it on your portfolio so that we can check for your understanding as well as just see who is participating. Because at this point, we are wanting full participation from everyone so that you are continuing learning and getting ready for first grade next year. So we're getting close, and we want to make sure that you are able to start first grade strong. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.